What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. It's been a long time since I've made a video, posted a video, or anything. Been a little bit. Um, Plan on doing a series here where I kind of record my progress, day in and day out, little journal of how my trading is going. Not necessarily going to go over the technicals, just going to kind of go over my trades and how I performed. Just a journal for me. Going to help me clear my mind, kind of review and understand why I did what I did throughout the day. Sometimes it'll be good performance, sometimes it'll be bad performance. Today was one of those days where I had bad performance. Yesterday I had a great performance. Today we gave all that up and then some. Got stubborn, and you know, one thing I think all traders have to remember is um, not to stay married to a position. Okay, focus on the process and not the results. The results will come with the process. All right. Does that make sense? So essentially, we don't want to be focusing on the dollar amount. We want to be focusing on the trade at hand and the points that we can receive as far as risk reward goes. Right. We want to be taking good risk reward trades. Don't want to be risking too much, and we want to be making sure we get enough of a reward out of that trade. Do not stay married to a trade because in the market, like we've been seeing over the past few months, at the beginning of this year, it's been all over the place. This market has ripped lower, ripped higher, gapped lower. It's chopping back and forth in the most volatile way, which is great. It gives great opportunities. Excuse me, gives great opportunities for everybody. Sometimes it does what it did to me today, and it just absolutely destroys you. You get caught, and when you're stubborn, you kind of just get stuck with your ways. And you know, I had opportunities to take profits today in several of my trades. They ended up turning red on me. Um, that's something I got to work on. Something I've always been trying to get better at. I need to some key points I think for me is I need to be focused on a couple of things like when I get into a trade, making sure it's closer to the area of interest that I want. Sometimes I have a pretty good habit of getting in early, and then it'll get to a price point or an area that I was looking for to get to before I take that trade. So a little bit of FOMO is what I need to work on. Fear of missing out. Need to reel that back in. Wait for my price point, get in, and then I don't need to stay in the position. I need to follow with the trailing stop loss, right? I want to have my initial stop loss where I get in. So for example, let's look, for example here, let's just look at our big picture up here at the top, right? For example, let's say I want to take a short in E period whenever it pushes up against D's high. I want to use D's high as my out. All right. So D's high is 57.8925. I want to get out above 58 or 59 or around, was it 57.8925? So 89.25 is what I want to get out above. So essentially 90. Let's say I put my stop at 90, right? I take a short knee period. I want to get out at 90. All right. It rolls in. Let's say just that's not exactly what happened today, but let's just say it does end up rolling in, right? I took the trade somewhere around 85 and I'm risking 90. So I'm risking 5 points and I see it come in, right? A lot of times, what I have a habit of doing is keeping my stop up here at 90. I need to be better about trailing my stop in to either break even where I got in at 85, right? If I'm in the money, let's say it's trading around 80s now. I'm 5 points in the money. I put my stop at 85 where my entry is. Okay. That way, if it does push up and I'm wrong on the trade, I had my initial where I got in, my initial risk. And now that the trade's in my favor, I don't want to be risking that same amount, right? I don't want to essentially be risking 10 points to the upside again, right? If that makes sense, right? My entry is 85. If it comes in, it's trading 80. Then I give back 5 points and then another 5 points to the upside. So 10 points. I don't want to risk that, right? So let's cut that risk, keep that risk around 5 points. So it trades in 80's my uh, where it's trading, and I'm kind of targeting the lows, let's say 70, right? As it comes in, I need to be trailing my stop down, right? So let's say it starts trading around 75, 76. I need to move my stop from 85 at break even. I need to bring that stop down into 80. That way I make 5 points if it does decide to push up, right? I need to be better about doing that. And today I didn't execute that very well. I did on a couple of trades, but not all of my trades did I do that on. And I paid the price, right? Paid the price, especially when I was fighting back from some paper cut losses throughout the day. Uh, Kind of got chopped up in the beginning of the day, and then had opportunities to kind of reel it back in. I was making some good trades, little points here and there, scalping in and out, and then I got stubborn on a big trade that I took. It came in. I had ample opportunity. We'll discuss that here in just a second. So that's some things I need to focus on, right? Uh, some goals I have moving forward is I plan on recording every session that I'm trading in, and I definitely want to review every session from here on out. I want to review the trades, what my how my mental's doing. Today was one of those days where my mental was screwed from the jump. I I didn't get up in time, and on the time that I wanted to, right? So starting out the day a little sluggish, and then I get to my computer and it's an inside day chopping around. Price action's already crappy, but I'm kind of amped and I want to get in because I'm already starting my day late. Uh, and then that led to just kind of a domino effect of bad decisions, which led to my mood kind of dwindling throughout the day. Um, and at the end of the day, I was really upset with myself, especially whenever I closed it down when I took a massive loss from G period. Once I took the loss, thankfully I have a set loss limit on the day. So if I reach that limit, I can't trade anymore. We look to fight another day, right? Live to fight another day. And thankfully, because I probably would have kept getting stubborn and shorted this market as it continued to grind up in my face. So, I was very disappointed in myself, especially when I had a good trade going. And we'll discuss that trade here in a minute. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning of the day. I know that the beginning was a little bit long-winded, but once again, these videos, these journals are more or less for my entertainment and um my for my own benefit. So if anybody else benefits from it, great. If not, that's cool. Leave. Uh, but right now, let's just kind of go over what happened. Right. So A and B period, we opened up and chopped around inside of the overnight, and we had an inside day. If you look at today's price action, we stayed inside of yesterday's range all day long, right? Chop, absolute choppy mess. We had a lot of chop going on early in the morning. I took a long, just really quick, against the overnight low in A period. Got out for just a quick couple points because I was like, if it doesn't go, because I really wanted to target the overnight wide point of control up here. You have a wide point of control that was up here at 25, 26, somewhere around there. You can see that wide point of control there, right? I was targeting that. So if whenever I got into that trade, let's see, it was closer to the high of A. When I got in that trade, I got in at 805, exited 807. Whenever I took that trade, I trailed my stop and I made $10. I wasn't upset about it, made $10. And then here, I kind of took another little trade. I don't know why I got in it, got out, break even essentially, lost a little bit. Then towards the end of the day, I see we were just kind of, or towards the end of those few time frames, we were just kind of chopping around and a bit of a zone, right? I was like, all right, so 85 to 800 or 805. So 85 to 805, we're trading around in this range. If I take a long, uh, to rotate back towards the high, I might make a couple points. It's been working here. It worked here. So why wouldn't it work here, right? So I got long at 57.90, right? Using the bottom of this balance area as my out, or rather the overnight low, because we were still trading around B period or A period towards the end of A period. and we kind of just broke lower, went and got the overnight low, and that's where I got stopped out, right below the overnight low is where I stopped out at. Took the long against it, thinking we'd rotate back up. Really, what I should have done was maybe waited to see if we did get that overnight low. Really, I just needed to wait for more market generated information. As you can tell, right out the jump, 10 minutes in the day, I took a trade, took another trade, took another trade, not resulting in a lot of money, right? And then finally, it did do exactly what I thought would happen. We'd rotate back up, and I decided to get into another trade. I decided to buy 801. I was thinking maybe, all right, we got the overnight low. We didn't get much extension. Let's see if we can rotate back up towards that overnight high. Well, got long 801, trailed with the stop, got stopped out 805. Nice little profit. Wasn't upset with that. Then on the pullback against the 144, I was like, well, maybe we'll hold the 144 simple moving average here. We've been chopping through it all morning, right? Chopped through it. There was really no reason to take a trade against it, especially with an inside day. It tends to be less reliable with inside days. Same thing with like trends. Trends on inside day tend not to hold one way or the other for very long. So, it's not very reliable trade, but it did pull back in. I was like, you know what? I'll take the long and then stop out below it, right? It was trading, I think the 144 was trading around 95 at that time. I put my stop just below it, about 2 points below it at 92.50. I got long 99. I should have, what I should have done, we're looking here on the 1 minute chart. I should have waited until we got to it, right? And see how we reacted to it. If we got to it and we started to kind of consolidate around it or hold it at least, then I should take that trade and see if it rotate out and then keep the risk about the same. But I got in at 99. I got in really early and I risked a lot right there. End up losing $35, right? I'm just playing one lots of MES, right? I'm not out here trying to make thousands of dollars swinging large size. That's not who I am. Okay. So I get out there for a loss. Then I decided, all right, we're going to get going here in B period, right? It's B period. We're going to start get going. I decided to short in B period towards A's low. I decided to short to go and get A's low and start one time framing down because I was like, all right, we got the overnight low. We pushed up in B period, didn't get much extension up here. It was acting a little frisky down here. So I was like, maybe we'll rotate lower, take out A's low, and get going. So we got near A's low, 77.50. I got in. Didn't really work out. All right. I added to the position, on the push up, 86. And then I stopped out at 90, where I took a pretty hefty loss there as well. So once it came back up, I was like, you know what? Let's wait a little bit, give it some time, see what happens. And then this market, just chopped around. And then finally, we started to get a little bit a movement or rotation back down towards the lows. We'd been chopping in this zone here, right? If I were to put, and this is kind of where I screwed myself, but if I put a little line here in the zone that we were trading in, right? This is essentially the areas that we were trading in, just kind of bouncing in between the 5,800 level and 5780 level, right? So on a pullback in what period is this? D period. On the pullback, I decided to get long. I took 2 lot MES, bought at 79.50, bought another at 80.25, looking for the rotation back up to 5,800, right? We'd been bouncing this whole time. Why not try it again? Against the IB low and the overnight low, right? We'd proven in C period that we couldn't get the overnight low or get the IB low, the initial balance, which is A and B's time frame. We couldn't get that, couldn't break lower. In C period, couldn't do it in B period. So I was like, you know what? D period might hold. We'll rotate back up higher. go take out the initial balance high. That's more or less what I was looking for. Didn't happen. We broke a little bit lower, added to my position at 75. As soon as we broke lower below the initial balance low, I got out of that position at 71.25, taking a nice little loss there as well. It was not very fun taking that loss, but just kept adding, right? These paper cuts kept on adding up. I was down about 150, $190, somewhere around there. And then I just kind of got chopped up in here. You can kind of see where I got chopped up. I was taking quick little shorts against the, because we started one time framing down. We were like potentially holding trend. So I was like, maybe, take some ebb and flow shorts. I got in, got out, 2 points, got in, added, got out for a couple points there, not much, right? I made $31 on that trade there because I sold at 60, sold it again at 65. It came back into 59.50. I took it all off. I could have made a little bit more on it if I was a little bit more patient, but I was up on the trade, took it off because I was just trying to recoup what I had lost. Trying to make small little trades here. It pushed back up to 59. I took a one lot. It came in 56. 3 points there. Took it off. Short again. Another one lot. 64. Right. These were ebb and flow trades, and they were working well at the time. Why? Because we had the overnight low. We had the initial balance low. We were one time framing down. We were below the opening. And it just seemed, on pushes up, sellers were getting paid, and pretty quickly. Took another little short here, 64.25 on a push up in E period. It rotated back down. I got out for a couple points there, 4 points on that trade. And then the market started to kind of grind back up. I got in, forget what it was, some type of PMI or some bullshit. Oh no, that's what it was. It was at the end of E period. Old Trumpy Trump said that there might be a pause on the tariffs. Market kind of shot up. I didn't even know I sold at 77.7. I guess I accidentally clicked. It came in 76.50. It actually came in a lot more at that, but I didn't know I got into the position, so I just click exit market fill, and it filled me for like a point. So that was a fluke trade. And then it began to push up in F period. It pushed up against where are we trading? We stopped the one time framing down. We had pushed up. We were above the 144 simple moving average. I think regular trading hours VWAP was right around this level. I took the short at 92. It came in 88. I took that trade off, and then I just kind of kept shorting F period every time it pushed up. Right, it pushed up against that level 5,800. I was like, you know what? If F is going to be an afternoon rally high off of knee jerk reaction, we rotate up, I'm going to take a short. So I took a short again, 93.50, got out 89.50. Tried, and then this is where I started getting in trouble. After that, the market continued to just kind of grind up. Towards the end of F period, I took a position. I got in 97 50, and then 801. It pushed up, broke above C's high. I got out. That's why I was taking the trade against. I took the trade against C's high in F period. It pushed up. I stopped out of that trade quickly. And then this is where I began to get myself in trouble because I was still down on the day. I'd made back a little bit on these small little trades here. I was only down about $140 on the day. After at some point, I think I was down about 250 or something like that. It came back to only down 140. This pushed me back up to about the 201 level, being down on the day. And then the market pushed up in G period. Okay, so I was like, all right, in G period, they push up. I don't know if they're going to go trend or really take out the initial balance high. We'd already gotten the initial balance low. The likelihood of us getting the initial balance high is kind of slim. We had a wide point of control at the time down here at 88.50. We were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide at 88.50. So there was a bit of a magnet. We could have pulled back to that level and kept our Y point of control going. That was an area where buyers and sellers were happy meeting up, right? So I was thinking I was short against the initial balance high. And if anything, I would add on the extreme to rotate in to that Y point of control. Okay, this is where I got myself into trouble. All right, this is where I got myself into trouble. I took the trade. I took a position at 808. Took another position at 808, selling against the IB high. I should have waited for better prices, but that's where I got in. Excuse me. I was very FOMO-ish. I added at 1375. That's where I probably should have taken the initial position, but instead I waited. The market pulled back in, okay, gave me an opportunity to take all of those off. This is where I should have trailed with my stop. I had my stop up just at the Y point of control, the overnight Y point of control. I had my stop up there in case we did spike up and get it. I kept it there as it came in. I didn't react quick enough. I should have taken off the profits, or at least brought my stop down. This is what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. I should have brought my stop down to break even, or to where I was even in the money. Could have taken off a couple points of it, right? Let's say, because I was trading 808, I had 13. I think my average price was 10. I should have gotten out of that trade ASAP Rocky, right? It came in. The market tried to hand me $200, I think, at the time, whenever it came in. It gave me really good points, right? I went from 10 to 99 was the low. It gave me 10 points on a 3 lot. That's 30 points on a 3 lot. I could have taken off the trade, but I didn't. I got stubborn because I was like, it's going to come in. Instead of 30 points, I can get, more than that. I can get 60, 100 points even if it does decide to pull back in and get that 88 level. That's what I was shooting for. I got stubborn. I should have stopped out at break even. I did not. I added to that position at 1150, and then it eventually pushed up, got above that overnight Y point of control. I stopped out on the day, and it hurt. It hurt a lot. Obviously, it did pull back in a little bit more. But had I taken off that trade there, I could have, looked to get in at the overnight point of control. I wouldn't have had much heat. Would have taken like 6-7 points of heat. Normally, I'd take 10 points of heat. I would have taken 6-7 points of heat. It came back in, and I could have taken that trade off once again. I would have made money on that trade there. But instead, I got stubborn. I didn't trail with the stop loss, and I didn't break even. I took the hefty loss on the day, heftiest loss of the year so far. Not very proud of how I handled that. And then this market kind of just went into this relentless grind upward. But I mean, if you look at this chart and you see all these trades, I took way too many trades. Way too many trades. Impatient, and I just took way too many trades. So moving forward, that's more or less my goal. I want to focus on the process, not the results. I want to trail with the stop to where once I get in, if I get in the money, I want to immediately move my stop down to break even. If it continues to push down, move my stop to where I'm in the money. That way, if it does decide to push up, I can make some money on that trade. So that's more or less the story of the day. Lost about $511 on the day. Not a massive amount, you know what I mean? It's really, I can bounce back from that easily. It's just it wasn't even the fact that I lost money today. It's just how I performed overall. FOMO, stubbornness. Those are the things that can kill an account. It can kill an account. So moving forward, definitely going to work on focusing on the process, moving my stop in to break even, or even to where I make a little bit of money, if anything. And I'm gonna record every session that way. As I take the trades, I'll review it more or less instead of reviewing it like I did today. So thanks for anybody that did watch. Me do better in the future. Future me do better. We can get through this. I can get through this. I will get through this. And I will do better. Until next time, guys. See you.